Hey folks, and welcome back to Sevtech Ages. So, I've done some terraforming and a little bit of progress on some advancements. Um, it's mostly busy work stuff because I wanted to do some fun stuff with you guys today. That would lead to some more interesting things going on. I know that sentence sort of made sense. But a lot of it's been terraforming, like pushing out this area, flattening out some things, taking some bits out, making the area less lumpy so that there's room for us to build. I've also covered up the big gap that was right here. You can tell where it was because there's no long grass on it. I have also, over this away, started on the graveyard. It's very sparse at the moment, and I want to replace the headstones almost entirely, actually, once I have some access to chisels and bits and some more interesting looking blocks other than cobblestone. But for concept's sake, here we go. This is the kind of thing I was thinking of doing for that. What else have I done? I've progressed some advancements. I've progressed down this line so I could get some metal started, and even created a Necronomicon. And that means in my atlas I have marked some areas where I have found different ores. So we have plenty of mines available to us for coltan and copper, which we have access to right now. We do not have access to iron because we are in the Bronze Age, it seems like, from this advancement. And that brings us over to this stuff, which I've got my alloy furnace up and running, which is a part of this advancement. Build an alloy kiln from immersive engineering to create bronze. And that's the porcelain heater and melter we made at the end of age 0. I always forget we started age 0. Also over here, oh, you may have noticed that I've replaced the roof of that with thatch. And getting that thatch is from these reeds up here, which again I've done a minimal amount of terraforming up over here to create this. And you can't really tell, but you can see these grey pixels here. That means they're blooming, which means that they're likely to give me seeds when I cut them down. So I've just been waiting for them to get to that stage before I cut them down so I can make a bigger reed crop. So, there you go, updated. But yes, we've got plenty of room and things to continue forward here. I've also, because I ran out of shark meat, because I've been doing a lot of milling. Why have I been doing a lot of milling? Well, I secretly made a windmill and a bunch of hemp rope, and that takes a lot of hemp. I actually had a hemp and potato farm temporarily right there. May as well get a bit closer, right here, which was being kept hydrated by worms, which I found out, and I didn't know you could do this with actually additions, but the worms, quote unquote, run out. I've always known worms to be infinite, so I was quite surprised when the worms started dying off. That's why the crop's no longer there, because once I figured that was happening, I ran out of worms and then decided just to pick up all the crops and get the seeds back for my hard work. So, first thing today, I want to make Aqueduct, because one of the big problems we have at the moment, we have no bucket, which means we cannot move source blocks. And we're quite high up here, and there's no like little ponds or anything in this biome. So we need to actually extract water from somewhere like here and bring it to us. So I need to make an aqueduct. Is that not aqueduct? Better with add-ons? The problem is an aqueduct flows from a higher source of water to a lower source of water, so I'm kind of interested in how this is going to work, because we are quite high up here. So that's clay with brick. Or alternatively, I think this is the one. No? If I look at the achievement, yeah, it wants me to make the one that I can't actually make. Or does it? Maybe it wants me to make this one. Yeah, stone and clay. So that should be easy. I have some stone laying around. So it was 3 stone and enough clay to make 3. Whoops. I can math. I can't math. This is known. If you've ever watched me for any amount of time. Is this a press situation? It is. Alright. That's cool. I've also swapped horses. I went and got the fast horse. Because he's a rad dude. And I needed a faster horse than the one that I was using in order to get some work done, because the one I was riding was quite slow, I found. Do you guys see a press? I don't see a press. Did I put the press in here? No. I recently moved all of the stuff here into different inventories, so I'm wondering where the press has gone. Oh, it is in here. I am silly. Put you there. That. I mean, you to that. And then we'll put some clay in there, and I'll be back once I have 3 blocks of clay. Yeah, 3 blocks of clay. Okay, good work, class. So let's shove this all together. There's clay on top, stone on bottom, aqueduct, 3 of them. So I'm going to take some stone just in case, but I'm going to take some cobblestone, because the advancement says here you need a V, creating any block on the sides, creating a V shape. I just don't know whether it's any block. But how do you work? I'm going to be ugly for now. We'll try and be less ugly in the future, I promise. I just want to see how this works. So that gets us the advancement. Did not unlock anything else. So is it a V like this? Nope. Is it a V like this? Let's reread the instructions. Move water using an aqueduct by creating a channel with the aqueduct on the bottom and any block on the sides, creating a V shape. Note, this advancement requires that you place the block to complete the advancement. So to me that sounds like it should be this shape. Which makes sense to me. But then how do you get the... Is maybe you have to be lower down. Maybe you have to be in contact with source blocks. It sounds like it could be a possibility to me. Well, I brought stone for a reason. So we will try and see if it's because it's cobblestone that it's not working. And then I will Google it. Because I am not sure. Web browser. Better with mods. Aqueduct. There's a video. I'm going to mute that so that I'm not accidentally stealing someone's content. They have placed the aqueduct under a piece of glass with a source block next to that piece of glass. Okay. It's as I feared. It is as I feared. This is not useful to us right now, which is unfortunate. What they are doing, or what it does, is it propagates source blocks. Well, it creates source blocks, but only on a horizontal. So if you want water to flow to an area, it needs to be higher than that area at least. Higher or same, by the looks of it. Doesn't seem like you can get water to move up. I know that there is a block called a screw pump in Bidden Walls, but it requires glue, which I think we might have access to a cauldron. Untitled clay bowl. Oh yeah, alright. I'm into this. Where's my clay gone? Oh. This also means we can create a water wheel, actually. Which is usually a late stage power mechanism for Bidden Walls, because if we look at water wheel, requires a copper gear, which we can make, a wooden blade though. Now this usually creates molding, but I noticed it has slabs as well, and you can put glue here. There you go, where the slime slot is. So if that's the case, if we can legit make glue easily, we can also create a water wheel to get our power, which is terrible news considering all the work I put into creating a windmill. But that's okay, I'm sure we can use different power sources in different places. Okay, so let's set up a cauldron. I want... give me some 9 olive wood. Why 9? Because the more fire blocks around a cauldron, the faster it runs. So if you have like a big fire pit with the cauldron hanging over the middle, you will have a really fast cauldron. So I'm going to make lots of charcoal, I'm going to set this cauldron up, and then I'll be back. Alright, I'm back with the charcoal. I know I said I would set it up, but I thought I would set it up with you guys present. I'm going to need 36 sticks, because I need 18 fire sticks, because I need to light 9... oh my god, brain. Get there eventually. I need to light 9 charcoal blocks. Oh yeah. They do not stack. Yep. Good. And of course my stone pickaxe is out of durability, that's fine. I'm not shuffling around inventory space or anything. I think we'll stick it just right in the middle here, because we're setting up this kind of like camp area now. So now we've got our big fire pit, so I'm going to stick that there and put the cauldron over the top. And that, my friends, gets us a base cauldron, which we can now stick zombie flesh into to get glue. We can also stick dried leather in, I think. We can stick just plain hides in, looks like. Yeah. Alright, so they have to go slaughter some animals, but for argument's sake, let's do that. Because we can make a water wheel, I am going to do a screw pump. Although, hang on, we might need the next stage for a screw pump. Nope, we can do that with bronze. Excellent. How do we make a bronze rod? Stone anvil, plate on stone anvil. Okay, so screw pump needs wood siding, man. Okay, saw. We can do this in stage 1. Tin gear with flaked flint around it. Oh man, alright. So we're going to want 8 total glue. We have 4, now have 5. 6, 7, 8. Cool. And then I'm going to need a whole bunch of... what do you call it? Slabs. That's what you call it. I'm going to cut up this olive wood here with our fast hearth. That might not be wise. What do I do with my axe? Gib. What do you do with my rope? You stuck it in there. Fair enough. Here you go, horse. Thank you. So we have our 8 glue. Let us make slabbage. I don't actually know how many slabs I need. I made enough though. 8 wooden blades, and then we needed a copper gear. Copper gear? I should probably check that out, huh? Water wheel. Copper gear, yes. Which is 4 copper plates around a stone gear, which is 4... Is it only sandstone? Because that's... Don't like that. Better not be. Nope. Okay, it's normal stone. And a wooden gear, which we can now make by hand with glue, 4 sticks and 4 wood, which without going back to our old base, we could actually just go back to the old base. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I really despise that walk just due to the amount of shallow water and jungle vines and stuff there is to deal with. But I'm back. I have some hides, which I'm going to turn those directly into glue actually, because I do have the buffalo hides, which give me 6 per. So don't need to be too stingy with things. I also grabbed the rest of the red cedar so that we have more wood to work with over here, but we should just be able to make a wooden gear like so now, which we can, and then a gear. And then we need to stick copper plates around that. So do I have my stone mallet? I do. Let's grab 4 copper. Oh, that's not how that works. But that is... No, not the torch. Sensitive scroll wheel. Right. So that should be our water wheel. Boop, 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 boop. I really appreciate Darkosto bringing the water wheel closer in technology than other stuff, and the reason for that is because I'm pretty sure historically humans figured out how to move things with water before they figured out how to move things with wind, in terms of mechanical power anyway. Wow, that's a lot of glue. Won't be worrying about that for a while. So, what's the best way to get this water wheel to work? That's the question. We're also going to need to make an axle, and that is something which I haven't quite figured out, actually, because I need black quartz for that. And as far as I know, That's not something we find in the same way that we find tin. What am I doing? I have a sorting system. Not found in the same way we find tin, copper, and coal. We may actually have to go underground for a bit here. Oh yeah, I also made bronze armor. I swear I made boots. Oh, you know what? I think that might be a bug. I think I did make boots, but I think they might have like a durability of 1 or something, so they broke instantly. I want to get into that cave I just looked in. I remember there being an entrance around here other than that particular pit that I looked into. Because I would like to find the black quartz. That'd be real good. Here it is. Found it. Please don't be disappointingly shallow. Okay, it's not. Great. So, I'm going to wander around down here for a while and see if I can't find some black quartz. And I'll come get you when I have. Well, this whole caving thing's been a bust, so I'm not entirely sure how I am meant to get black quartz. Maybe the Necronomicon can let me know, because maybe there's a ritual or something to create it. Normal rituals, please. Make a transmutation, gem, fatality, antimatter, charms, sacrificial altars, downpour, energy container, interdimensional cage, parrot summoning a ritual. Let's look at black quartz. I can smelt it. Just make sure that I'm not going nuts here. Wooden axle requires black quartz, Remaxually additions, 2 sticks, 2 hemp rope, and it's available in stage 1, which we are in. There doesn't appear, at least yet, to be a oh, you know what? Use an Abyssalcraft ritual to create the Beneath Teleporter. Remember to have potential energy in your Necronomicon before starting a ritual. Place the Beneath Teleporter and enter the dimension. Well, would you look at that? I think that's where the black quartz would be. Makes sense in my head. The Beneath, dark, black quartz. Seems like a artistically creative jump to make, but it's a jump nonetheless. If we look at my map here, over this way I have already found a Shoggoth lair, because I wanted to do this on camera, and I suppose it's just fortuitous that it all comes around to doing this anyway, because this is something I wanted to do in this episode after getting that stuff done, but it looks like now I'm going to have to speed that up and get it done first. That's fine. I'm quite okay with that. Oh, hello, little foal. I'm going to swim over this to this desert over here. It's just past that village there, so I will return once I get to that Shoggoth lair. Okay, I'm nearly there. In the distance you can see right there is an obelisk that the Shoggoths have made. Now, they don't normally just world gen these. The Shoggoths have actually made this because I've been here before. If you get a bunch of Shoggoths in the same area, they will construct these awful obelisks, and I am in no way capable of fighting them right now. So the name of the game here is just to avoid them and steal their statue. Which is exactly what I intend to do. And it's a Cthulhu statue, how nice. We all like Cthulhu, don't we? So I'm going to take this from you guys. Can I take Monolith Stone? Ooh, I can. Monolith stone is used for abyssal craft things, so I'm actually gonna break some of this down and take it with me. So I will see you back at the base with that Cthulhu statue and this abyssal stone. Alright, I am back at the base. Now, I've kind of already figured out what I want to do with the abyssal stuff in terms of where to put it and what to do with it. I actually want to build it in the Corellium swamp that's over here, because I think that's a very appropriate place for horrible evil stuff to happen, especially with the graveyard overlooking it. I thought that was very appropriate. That's why I put the graveyard there, by the way. But I think for now we're going to stick it in the graveyard, just to keep it close to us. And I think it's as easy as doing that to get us started with getting potential energy. Oop. Yeah. So we can make this process easier, and we can potentially get ourselves very, very hurt doing this. But for right now, this is the easiest way for us to get potential energy. So beneath, while that's happening, to make a beneath teleporter, we need demonic will, so that means we need to get into blood magic as well. Dark oak fence gate, monolith stone, gunpowder, monolith stone. Good thing that I got monolith stone, huh? Coal dust, and a blank teleporter, which takes a Corellium pearl. Okay, that's good, because we have a Corellium swamp nearby. Didn't realise the Corellium pearls would be accessible just yet, but that's nice. And apprentice blood orb. So, gosh, we need to get a lot done to get into the beneath, huh? And that will probably be our gateway to black quartz. You guys let me know at the in the comments whether I'm missing something about black quartz, if I just didn't put the time in underground. But it seems like this is the path to getting it. How much was there? Potential energy 1,000. Okay, so we need to make this situation a lot more effective, which we can do, but we need to get into blood magic because we need to secure a demonic will and an apprentice blood orb. Is apprentice the first one? Yeah, it is. Okay. No, it's tier 2. Oh gosh. Alright. Well, no time like the present. Let's get some shovel action going on here. Got some cooked salmon. And the Corellium swamp is right there. So, yeah. Because all we have to do to get Corellium pearls is dig down in the Corellium swamp. And it should just be in any caves that are there. I don't think there's a Y limit. I don't think it's under a certain level. It just has to be underground in a Corellium swamp. And you will find them. They aren't common, but they aren't rare either. So I guess they're uncommon. Yeah, okay, you know what? Where this creeper explosion happened. This is where an electrified creeper blew up, I think. When I was first exploring this swamp. It's a pity I didn't have it on camera. Because I noticed about the swamp, and I'll show you. Because there's something I want to get into soon. But if we come across this way, taking a total divergence from what I'm actually meant to be doing right now, just so I can show and tell. This is why I hate going back to the original base, because of all the shallow water. Right there, Dark Druid Altar from the Beneath. The Beneath is its own separate bonus age, it seems like. Because I know if you collect any part of the key, which I haven't, I've just seen from other YouTubers, if you collect any other part of the key, it unlocks that age. And you can start the Beneath, but we can't get any key pieces until nighttime, and then you come to one of these altars and you kill Dark Druids and get them. Then you put the four pieces of a key in that altar and it makes a full key, and then you can start to access the Beneath, which I won't spoil So I want to show that on camera. But it's very cool. And could be an interesting way to get early buckets. I only have one torch. This is going to be the silliest mission, most stubborn mission, because I am actually going to do it with only one torch on me. So, you know what? I guess I'll be back because you guys can't see anything at this point. Alright, I'm down here. There's anti-bats. There's anti-zombies. There's normal zombies. Just hanging out. And there's Corallium Pearls. Which is what we are after. We don't immediately get a Corallium Pearl, I think. I think what we get is like shards, and a few of them make a Corallium Pearl. Let's take a look. Yeah, we get Corallium gems. 5 gems. What makes a pearl? Pearl. Corallium pearl can be made from a corallium infused stone, which is 9 corallium gems, which we will certainly get from this little cluster. I think we need 2 total, 2 pearls, 1 for the apprentice stone, because we ain't getting redstone anytime soon. And okay, great, we have the amount that we need. 1 for the apprentice stone and 1 for the ritual itself. Now it's extremely dark here. I'm gonna head on over to the base. Alright, back at the base. So, corallium gem clusters and any old stone. So I may as well use this since I have it. Should probably start with that because then I can do that. Right. And then you in a stone grill will turn into pearls. Awesome. So now we also then need to make a sacrificial knife because we need to get into blood magic. So I need you plus 2 of you. I've seen this recipe before while looking at the uses of bronze for this age. So I happen to know that this is the Sacrificial Dagger recipe. Just going to stick you guys in here because I am desperately running out of inventory space. And I'm too lazy to sort it right now. Altar is Demonic Will. Right, so how do we get Demonic Will? We need a lasso. Called? It's not called a lasso. Blood magic. It's called a snare. Which is 4 tin ash. Which is, you burn any old stripped log, any old log. Do I have any old log? I think I might have processed all my logs. There's a lot involved in getting started here. There we go. That's what I was looking for. I knew something like that was around here. I could knock down a tree, sure, but I could also take fallen log. I think there was one even closer to the base, now I'm thinking about it. I think it's on my left coming up over here. No, I'm imagining things. That's fine. Stick you in there, take the pearls. Get my ash. One of these days anyway. There we go. And let's make a snare. So the snare, can't remember if it has to be hostile mobs or if it's more effective on hostile mobs. Because there's a pigoo over there and I wouldn't mind being lazy and just using the snare on the pigoo. Because you will lose the snare. 4 string in ash. gets me the snare. 4 snares. So I have enough to feel confident about trying that out on Pigu. So the deal with this is you snare a creature and it applies a soul snare effect, which you then kill the Pigu and it will drop a demonic will. Yes? No? No. Looks like it might have to be a hostile creature, which is fine because we have a cave nearby. Spider. Perfect. Get snared. Snares were always finicky. So, I'm not surprised. You may be thinking, why am I killing that? I'm wondering if doing damage to it first helps. Nope. Creeper, sure. Zombie also, sure. Either of you. I am okay with this. Maybe I will get rid of the creeper first, if that's going to be the case. Yep, that was always going to happen. Anyone else down here? Skeleton! Can you walk in a straight line so I can hit you? There we go. Ah, that's the effect I was looking for. I was wondering whether they had got rid of the particles or not. But there we go. White particles meant it actually snared them. So that's good to know. Down here, sleeping mat. So we can now make an altar, which I didn't memorize the rest of that recipe. I just noticed we need demonic will and beelined to solve that particular requirement. So, an altar. Where did you go? There. 2 bronze, furnace, 4 stone. Easy peasy. This furnace is doing nothing. I have stone in here. And I have bronze in here. Okay. So we are officially blood wizards. Or blood mages, depends on what you want to call yourself. Stick you up here for now. Definitely going to move that. Probably going to move that into the Corallium Swamp too. Now, we can start murdering ourselves. Isn't that nice? Not really. Blood magic is gross. So the first orb, the weak blood orb, is a diamond or coagulated blood. Coagulated blood? How do we get you? Blood, but that is gotten by rotten flesh. Hang on. Let's follow that line again. Okay. Uses for that will turn into a block. And I'm going to get a block by pouring that into a casting basin. I need 640. Rotten flesh gets me 40. Boy oh boy, we're going to need a lot of rotten flesh. But I believe it goes something like this. I will return once I have the coagulated blood necessary. Okay, so 16 rotten flesh later, we have 640 blood, which gets us a singular block, which will get us the coagulated blood we need to make our weak blood orb. But then we need 2,000 blood. How do we know how much blood we have in this? We don't. So the first thing you would do is you'd make a divination sigil. However, that requires an alchemy array, which requires arcane ash. Arcane ash is made in a Hellfire Forge with a demonic will, some white dye powder, gunpowder, charcoal, and ash. And a Hellfire Forge is created with a block of copper, a bronze ingot, 2 tin, and 4 stone. So there is an array of things that need to get done in order to be able to see what we're doing. So you know what? I'm just going to eyeball it. And I'm not getting a lot of blood into this altar from my work here with this dagger. Can I make an incense? Incense. Blood. Incense altar. It will require an orb, which we don't have. So just keep doing this, I guess. I don't actually know how much blood I'm getting into this altar. I'm going to assume that once we're over the black blocks here on the sides, we'll be at about 2,000. Fingers crossed anyway, otherwise I've got to eat a lot more food. Speaking of, I need to make more. Excuse, that's not what I wanted to do. Yeah, over here, comment. Windows can be so abrasive. I swear I've turned them off like 12 times over. But Windows does not agree. Okay, let's risk that. Make me a weak blood orb, thank you. I'm gonna nom on some food while I watch the process. And then I think we're gonna leave it there, because this whole situation is gonna be way more involved than I thought it would be to get us going with Better Than Wolves, because we have to get the whole beneath thing going and all that. Not that I'm complaining, that's going to be a lot of fun. It's just that it's in-depth. In-depth enough that we don't have time for it today. But we will acquire our weak blood orb first. I promise you that. Trying not to look away so that I don't miss the magical moment. Gonna fill you up just in case. Can't hurt to have a little extra blood. There we go. We have a weak blood orb. So, right-clicking this thing will directly put health into our blood magic pool, but we're not really using our blood magic pool just yet. Yeah, make some more glue. We will, I'm sure, in the future. But for right now, we have the orb we need to get the incense altered that we need to get blood easier. And then we need to make a bunch of soul snares because we can't make the soul sword. Or can we? No, we can't. We can't make the soul sword to get demon wills any other way. So the only way we can get demon wills right now is soul snares. Which we need to make the sigil of divination so that we can tell when we have enough blood in the altar to get our tier 2 orb so that we can get to the beneath. Sweet. Alright. Process thought about. Anyway, thank you all for watching and I will see you next time. Bye bye.